walk through the gates at Rochdale Cemetery, you expect to find the history of Lancashire. You expect the cotton masters, the radical politicians and the pioneers of the cooperative movement. What you don't expect to find is a living, breathing connection to Napoleon Bonaparte. This towering yew tree right here on the main drive looks like a classic feature of a Victorian cemetery, but it holds a fascinating secret. According to local archives and cemetery minutes from 1863, a local man named Robert Mills presented the town with a highly prized relic, a cutting taken directly from the tree growing over Napoleon's exile grave on the remote island of St.Helena. But it sparked a brilliant botanical mystery. History tells us Napoleon's tomb was shaded by weeping willows. So why is this a yew? Did the original willow die and get replaced by a traditional graveyard tree, or did a member of the Lancashire Fusiliers, the last regiment to guard the emperor, bring back a cutting from a different tree near the tomb? Either way, for over 160 years, this spot has been known as the Napoleon tree. And if you look closely at the roots, the global history literally collides with local history. The base of this exotic transplant has expanded so much over the last century that it is physically swallowing the grave borders of local residents, growing right over this stone curb. But the connections don't stop there. Standing directly under the shadow of the Napoleon yew is the final resting place of Rochdale royalty. This grand pink granite monument belongs to Alderman Thomas Livesey. Livesey was a legendary chartist, a radical political reformer, and a fierce champion of the working class who fought to end child labour in the cotton mills. When he died in January 1864, just months after the Napoleon tree was planted here, an astonishing 40,000 people lined the streets of Rochdale to watch his funeral procession pass by. Surrounding him are the people who built the town's industrial peak. Men like John Mason, a Victorian machinist whose engineering skills put Rochdale on a global map. And James Taylor, a local hat manufacturer buried the very year the cemetery opened in 1855. And just a few feet further along the very same path sits a grave tied to a movement that changed the entire world. This is the resting place of one of the original Rochdale co-op pioneers. Back in 1844, a group of 28 working class artisans changed retail history by opening the Toad Lane store, establishing the principles of fair trading that govern co-ops globally today. Over half of these original pioneers are buried here in Rochdale Cemetery, and this one rests forever in the shadow of the Emperor's yew. It's amazing how a single corner of a cemetery can weave together the fall of a French emperor, the march of working class politics, and the engineering brains of the Industrial Revolution. Next time you pass through these gates, take a closer look at the trees. You never know what global history is hiding in plain sight.